Hello, I'm Lona Walker, and I'd like to introduce this song just before you hear it. Back in the late 70s, my dad took a tour group to the Holy Land. We were staying at a hotel in Jerusalem when several of the young people got bored, and we decided to explore Jerusalem. So we were walking up and down the sidewalks that were dimly lit and abandoned. It would be unheard of today, but that's what we were doing. And my brother and some other boys, they had gone on up ahead of us. And at one point, I saw him when he turned around and began to gesture in a direction. And we couldn't understand him. He was just too far ahead. But I made a mental note of where he was out of curiosity. When we got up to that place, I saw that the buildings had opened up wide, and where they had opened, it became darker. And my eyes needed a minute to focus, so I paused. And when I did, the girls I was with continued to walk. I don't even know if they realized I had lagged behind. But in those few seconds, I had a familiar feeling sweep over me. It was as if I had been there before. And then it came into view. And that's when I realized that I was standing by myself in the dark at Calvary. No wonder I felt like I had been there before. I had. And it didn't take a long plane ride to get there. I had been there before. It was on our tour for the next morning, and it made an impact on my life. That moment did. So after I got home, a week or so had passed, and I slipped out of bed in the middle of the night, and I went in the den where the piano was, and I wrote this song. Because what had been rolling over in my spirit was how close I came to never hearing of that hill. How close we came to that hill meaning nothing to us. Do you know how close it was? The crowd cried, "Give us Barabbas." That's how close we came. This was one of my first songs. It's still one of my favorites. Tony Trotter is singing it. It's titled, "If Barabbas Had Died." God bless you as you listen.
I'm so glad he never walked the road led to Calvary that day. He never fell beneath the load or stumbled on the way. There was no pierced side that bled while hanging on a tree. I'm so glad the crowd scorned and said, "Let Barabbas go free." If the words had not been spoken by the angry mob that cried, God's heart would not have broken. There'd not have been a sacrifice. I may never have heard of a hill where just a man was crucified. I'd not have known whose blood was spilled if Barabbas had died. Guilty was the verdict for crimes I had done, and just like him, I deserve to die. Justice should have come, but mercy somehow just a man was crucified. I'd not have known whose blood was spilled if Barabbas